Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to World of Horror. And by that I mean it's time for the it's time for the Pan Stash tweet review. I don't know if you could tell what that was, but that was sort of like the news thing that's like you know, that sort of thing, like on the news. So listen, we got a Wake Up Babe new Pan Stash tweet, Anomaly Attendant and Corpse Caregiver. They were teased a while ago. But we see some pretty interesting stuff here. HP, damage, power level, their lore as well. And so, you know, like, not to experience everything about the update before it comes out, but it's something to talk about, and it is news. And the thing is, people are saying that they're like a tough enemy. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief, they're not. They are not nearly as difficult. At least, like, if you put them into this current patch, they would not be that hard. And we're gonna play as, I feel like we could do a Moriko run, but I'm not entirely sure. I mean, we will, because I've already said it, but I'm thinking, like, we've played Haru recently, we've played Yashiro recently, we've played Koiji recently, I'm pretty sure. And so then it's like, I'm pretty sure after that was Miku, so I think we're, like, overdue on a Mimi run. But we'll do Mimi tomorrow, okay? We'll do Mimi tomorrow. So, let's just jump into it. Let's get into a good mystery where we can listen to a banger while we talk about it. And I'm gonna open up the what's it called, the weapon chart, just so that I can, like, come up with multiple ideas, because, like, obviously off the top of my head, like, for weapons I think of, like, old shotgun, monkey wrench, heavy bonk, you know, maybe a steak knife, maybe a small candle, but that's about it as far as weapons go. So I mean, you know, scalpel, ritual dagger, those are also both usable, but, you know, just in case there's a weapon that we're missing, I don't want to forget it. So we'll do Kathako Tarasu, because Moriko doesn't run. She don't run, and she don't miss. Historically, she do miss, but, you know, we're gonna pretend. We're gonna come back to the lighthouse in a second. Okay. We'll just listen to this for now. So, basically, this is sort of introducing the duo enemy mechanic, right? Where you have two enemies in one fight, and they are two enemies in one fight. This isn't like a class in 1971 situation where it's a bunch of people fused together. These are two independent enemies attacking you at the same time. So, as far as it goes, I assume Anomaly Attendant, because her name is first on the title, is enemy A, and then Corpse Caregiver is enemy B, but that's just literally just reading left to right, and then looking at the enemy stat bars. So, enemy A, Anomaly Attendant, has 16 HP, 3 stamina damage, and 16 power. And so immediately, you can see right there, she's minusing your accuracy by 16%. So, I mean, I'm not particularly worried about that. If you have a reliable way to deal, like, you know, if you have a reliable way to deal 8 damage, you can kill her in 2 turns. Now, the thing people are concerned about is that it's 2 enemies attacking you at the same time. And for enemy B, Corpse Caregiver, she has 9 HP, 3 reason damage, and 22 power. Now, her accuracy debuff is pretty bad. That's on the higher side. Like, 30, I would say, is the... Like, there's some absurdities, like some enemies give you, like, 50, but, you know, I would say that 30 is generally speaking, like, average high, and then, like, 22 is kind of, like, moderate high accuracy reduction. So, minus 22% chance to hit when you're fighting her, or when you're targeting her, I should say. If you switch over to Anomaly Attendant, you know, it'll be minus 16%, allegedly, unless they both debuff you at the same time, in which case, that would be pretty bad. Like, you would get a minus 38% chance to hit. That would be pretty bad. But I assume it's just depending on who you target, your accuracy changes. So, with that being said, I'm I'm kind of okay with it, because, like, Corpse Caregiver has 9 HP, so it's like, you can pretty reliably kill her in 2 turns, no matter what weapon you're using, and if you have a good run going, you're probably going to be able to kill her in 1 turn. And if you have a god run going, you can kill her in 1 turn and brace for impact, and then you're taking 1 stamina damage. But here's the thing. If brace works on both of them, then you're losing -1 stamina, -1 reason, which is not a big deal at all. It's -1 to all. Like, it's -1 all with extra steps. If Brace for Impact only works on one of them, then there you go. That's pretty interesting. That makes them a lot harder. But in that situation, you would just brace against Anomaly Attendant and then kill Corpse Caregiver, because 9 HP is not a lot. And if you're in Desperation range, depending on how the targeting system works, like if you could attack A and then attack B, you could potentially kill both of them in 1 turn rather easily. If you have Desperation, you could definitely kill both of them in 1 turn, assuming that you can attack both of them. And it's like, when you have A selected, you'll attack, and then it will say attack A, and then you can swap over to B, and it will say attack B. That's how I'm assuming it's gonna work, but, I mean, obviously, we don't know how the system's gonna work yet, so, like, this is all just hypothetical. Let's say hypothetically. I do think, though, like, I mean, it's cool. I do think, though, because Brace for Impact says that it halves all the damage that you take. So, we're gonna play now, because I basically don't have any more to say. Well, okay, I have, like, one more thing to say. But if Brace for Impact halves all damage that you take, if its rules is written, then even, like, on not Ithutu, it's -1 all. On Ithutu is -2 all. It's not really a big deal. The more, like, there are enemies that do -2 all that are a lot scarier health-wise, because they have a combined health of, like, you know, like 25. 25 -1 all is not that big of a deal. And the thing is, it's kind of like they have if you play Warhammer, you know they have like a degrading stat line. Like they have a different they have different profiles based on how much HP they have, basically. So if you kill one of them, then they get a whole lot weaker, right? And they're not a particularly, like, strong enemy to begin with, even if you, like, combined both of their stat sheets together. Like, -3 to all is kind of a big deal, but you're always bracing for impact against that anyways, and then it's rounding down to -1. So really, they get very dangerous if you're playing someone like Haru or Kairi, who has, like, a bad brace for impact. Like, that would be a situation where you're kind of in trouble. But hopefully, you know, there's gonna be other ways to deal with them, like maybe with a, I don't know. There will be ways. Like, I think that low HP, high damage enemies are gonna be bad for people who have, like, bad combat stats. And so Haru, who has relatively good combat stats, by the way, but, like, you know, his brace for impact is atrocious. So somebody like Haru or Kairi, or, like, early game Miku is gonna have a hard time with these enemies, but I think that if you fight them mid to late game, you're probably gonna steamroll both of them and not even think twice about it. Like, but early game, they might be a roadblock that could be a certified +5% Doom moment. Now, so the other thing to talk about is assess the situation and enemy lore. So, I do not know if enemy lore is tied to assess the situation or not. I'm getting big DD15 vibes here. But basically, enemies now have lore, and you can find out, like, their backstory, their special abilities, what traits they have. So, for instance, Anomaly Attendant and Corpse Caregiver are human female, and they have a weakness. They are weak against fire, and they have the ability Midnight Shift, which is no special skill. And then, of course, they've got their lore, which, if you're interested in the lore, you can go to Panstash's Twitter. I'm not trying to, like... I'm not trying to steal Twitter clout here, okay? If you want to read the lore, you can go to the Twitter post. But, so, weak against fire. we don't really know what weak against fire means, right? Does that mean +1 damage? Does that mean, like... Because the only frame of reference that I have is in DD15, you could instantly kill Ribs Woman if you used the action 3 times, right? So if weak means +1 damage, completely irrelevant in a specific case against enemies that are weak to fire. Because there's only like 2 fire weapons in the game, the Torch and Voldemort's so incredibly rare that it's like, who really cares? And then, you know, the Torch is just bad. Like, let's open up the... I have to remember to go to Google Drive, not Docs. Because Google Docs does not bring me to Google Drive. That's... I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I got an advertisement for Google... I got an advertisement for Google Documents, and it was the first link when I clicked Google Drive. Oof. Anyways, we're here now. So yeah, I'm just looking over the weapons in the game at the weapon chart, and that which shall not be named. I mean, like, if you have, I mean, damn. Like, if you have 1, like, it's a strength weapon, right? Yeah, it's a strength weapon. If you have 1 strength, it's expected to do 9 wounds a turn. That's insane. But if you have, like, 8 strength, which is the baseline that we like to go off of... Oh, hold on. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to use a chart. My mistake. It's gonna do about 13.5 wounds, which is insane. So... And this is expected damage, no attack boosts, no strong attack. So it's gonna do a lot more than that in hindsight. But like, or in game, I should say, not in hindsight. But yeah, I'm just looking at it, and it's like, I'm not particularly worried about, like, I'm not particularly worried about the new enemy. And I think that, I said this on the Discord a bit, but I'm worried that Assess the Situation might just be like a punishment for, like, unless it is randomized or you can't get the bonus until you assess the situation, I think that Assess the Situation, if it is how I think it is, like it tells you the enemy's typing and the enemy's weaknesses and the enemy's special skill, I think it's kind of like a punishment for not remembering or being new. Or alternatively, just not using a wiki, right? Because I don't really like the idea of having to spend 30 time units to find out information about the enemy. I feel like, realistically speaking, that's something that's going to get used, like, your first few playthroughs and then never touched again. Like, it's going to get used until you just get fed up and go to the wiki, right? Like, I think that, like, if it's randomized, okay. If it's, well, if it's randomized, it doesn't really work, because how often are you going to fight that enemy? Probably just once a playthrough. And so in that situation, it would have to be something like second enemy charisma, light source, second mystery, and dexterity. So we can probably get light source done, no problem, but we might have to just resolve ourselves to -3, because I'm not a big fan of... I am not a big fan of leveling dexterity or charisma from Moriko. Now, we are on Timeline B, so if we had Fear Festival, that changes things. We have a couple of mysteries that are out of town, but obviously you want to grab, like, you want to grab Kana first. Like, that's just a no-brainer. So we're gonna go get Cursed, and then we're gonna go to the dog shop, and if there's a flashlight or a compass, we'll buy one of them and then never come to the dog shop again. If there's both, we take compass. That's kind of how I roll. Now, I do think, just generally speaking, like, the compass is better, but you can't really discount having +1 stat. Like, it's not... Like, it's kind of worth it, but it's kind of not. Like, the compass is way better, right? Like, light source check notwithstanding, the compass is, or even including, like, the compass is just universally better in pretty much every way. Like, I don't think that, I mean, the flashlight does not hold a candle to the compass. Like, they both have blue options, although the flashlight does have a lot of blue options. That is something to keep in mind. Like, I think there's like 3 or 4 flashlight blue options, and then there's also the ability to get endings B and A for Household Hell. Not that we're gonna do that, because those endings suck, unless you have Grow Teeth, Lamau. But, I'm calling the police. Maybe we should have taken the Reason, but I'd rather just take the Doom, because we only went to the dog once, so... The first enemy is somebody that we can't shoot, so... Because he's an incorporeal enemy. So we could kill him in 2 turns, and we take 2 Reason. That's relatively fine. We're gonna get Corpse Dust. I'm pretty sure, because you get Corpse Dust from all ghosts, right? Nope, you don't. We'll just get 8 EXP, not worth it at all. Okay, so class of 1971. Hey, we were talking about you, earlier. So I think what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to do this, and I mean that gets us that gets her down to 18 if it hits, and then what do we do? Like that's not really that good. That's not that good at all. I think this is a runner. We need to remember. Oh. Moriko don't run, she don't miss either. Well, you know what? Moriko don't run, she don't miss. That's, we fight these? Now, we could probably throw the bottle of water. It's doing 15 damage. I mean, the bottle of water... the bottle of water is not gonna do 3 if we throw it, right? Like, that would be great, but if it doesn't, then we waste it? Let's try it. Like, it sometimes does 3. It sometimes does 2. You love to see that. That's beautiful. Okay, so anyways, we started blasting. She don't run, she don't miss. Okay, Moriko doesn't miss these. Unlike me playing Halo Infinite, I miss a lot. Halo Infinite, I played it for like an hour with Joey last night. It's a lot more fun with friends, right? like I remember back in the day. That was a misclick. I swear to God, I instinctively think that going through the sludge is the left option, even though it's the middle option. I have no idea why. But I played it with Joey last night, and it's a lot more fun with friends, which is kind of a bummer because, like, I remember, like, I used to play Halo 3 and Halo Reach on my own, right? Like, of course it was better with friends, but it just, like, it worked as a multiplayer game that you could just play, right? Like, well, maybe this is just me changing as a person, but I don't know if it is, right? Because I can play a lot of multiplayer games on my own and have a fun time. I can play Depth on my own, assuming that there's a lobby that I can get into that doesn't take like 5 minutes. I can play Final Fantasy on my own. I can play Black Ops Zombies on my own. And I have fun doing those things, but I'm just thinking, right? Like, I'm just thinking. I used to play, like, Modern Warfare on my own, right? Like, I used to play Halo on my own. Like, obviously, it's better when you and the boys are running around shooting stuff together and, like, watching each other's backs and stuff, but for me, I don't really have a lot of fun playing Halo Infinite alone. Right, like, Halo Infinite is a good... I mean, not a banter game, because the only banter in Halo Infinite is, like, there's a guy running down mid, or somebody's behind you. But it just is, like... I mean, are we more likely to get quick thinking, or are we more likely to take, folklore... or not folklore studies, sorry, outdoorsman? I think we're more likely to take quick thinking, because Moriko has high perception, so there's always a possibility we could get the katana. And if we get the katana, we're going to want to power level dexterity as much as possible. And we will go to the mansion twice. Threat level's low, so if we can lose some stamina, that would be great. Or we can just skip the event, that's fantastic. Like, I don't want to lose. Like, reason's a little shaky right now. We have to be careful of that. That was another misclick. I'm off my game today. So we could die here? We could die here? So we gotta go to the tree, get cursed. You hate to see that. You literally hate to see that. And then we can go in here. And then we can up our doom by like 8 million, trying to get a prescription experimental drug. And then we can just move on. We can just schmoove. We can just do it. We can just have a nice chat. And we succeed against all odds. We succeed the charisma check, and just like our entire career is freaking over. We'll take art knowledge and we'll take reason, because we don't want to die. And 7 reasons kind of sketchy, dude. I did not check to see the threat level of the forest. The forest is doomed. That is a problem. We help these, and we get attack dog, which does literally nothing. But yeah, no. So I don't really like I don't really like playing Halo Infinite alone, but playing Halo Infinite with the boys is fine. I got into a Banshee, and I splattered like 5 people. It was very funny. And then I got hijacked, but the Banshee was stuck in the building, and so then I hijacked them. It was really funny. But there's like a weird cooldown on hijacks, right? Like, it takes way too long. Like, if somebody hijacks your vehicle and then they don't drive off, there's like a good like 7-second window. Like a 5 or 7-second window where you can't do anything. Like, the only thing you can do is shoot them. Which is stupid. But, or maybe it was just because we were in a enclosed space. The Banshee was literally on all sides surrounded by wall, and I was being, like, phased into the wall because the Banshee didn't have enough speed to splatter me, but it was pushing me into the wall enough to where I couldn't move. So maybe that's what it had to do with it? But there's not really enough vehicles in the quick play for me to even, like, be able to back up or disprove that statement. So it's a little bit of a shame, but the Banshee is really fun. The Banshee is so responsive in the air. Like, it doesn't feel like flying like a plane. It feels like drifting. It feels like being able to, like, dash in the air. Like, it is super responsive, and it accelerates and turns on a dime. Right, like, I feel like you could just levitate in the air and spin with the Banshee. The gun's terrible, though. I never got a kill with the gun. I got 5 splatter kills. It was hilarious. We lost that game, by the way. But that was probably my fault for not playing the objective. It's pretty sketchy. We're going to the household hell. Seaside is relatively tame. Remember Class 71? And household hell? Please remember both, or not that. Freaky feature of found footage. Please do that. Perception check? No, that's a luck check. We clicked wrong. We did indeed click wrong. It's gonna take us to the seaside for the main quest once anyways, so we don't really have to worry about downtown being doomed. Your boy is slightly upset. Decide to walk, because why would we do anything else? Please rely less on, I was gonna say please rely less on cars, but that's a train, brother. I mean, we're gonna get thrown out, that's fine. Try to go to the bar that Moriko's dad frequents, gets thrown out. You know, it happens. Alright, that sucks. Like, it just had to tag us with Cadaver before we even got in here. You hate to see it? Like, get me out of here. If we could just... If it were me, I would simply just win the game. If it were up to me, I would just simply go through... You know, if this was me, IRL, I was exploring Junji Ito Manor, I would simply locate my objective immediately. No. I mean, we could have probably taken the reason there. Is the mansion doomed? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, look, everybody, it's corpse caregiver. And her friend, anomaly attendant. Is that disrespectful? Is that disrespectful? Yeah, that's pretty disrespectful. This is a 90% chance to hit, by the way. Can we do 12? No. Well, I mean, probably. We did indeed do 12, probably. Deft handling is a banger. I really want to take, like, anything else that's not reason, but I can't give that justification. I mean, deft handling means that we're just gonna steamroll through the game effortlessly. So, it's really just about health, which obviously getting... That's gonna suck if that becomes an infected bite. There's nothing that we can do about that for a few more clicks. So, 9-8, we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Contaminated water, there's no point. There is indeed no point to trying to take a bath. Akamanto last. Now, we're already... Against Akamanto, with the Dust of Seeing, we'd already have a 100% hit chance. So, we should use... I mean, let's see. Like, right now, we have a 50% chance to hit against Akamanto. Wait, no, hold on. That's not how it works at all. We have a, Wait, we have an... No, we have an 80% chance to hit against Akamanto. So we would have to level up 2 more times before the Dust of Seeing. Which, admittedly, it's only 100... That's only 142 EXP. Village is doomed, by the way. That's crazy. I don't even know what Search Room for Clues does. Like, free items are just good. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll get that taken care of. Serve what? What was that about? That's so weird and crazy. Okay, so we're gonna go get the... Should have gotten that taken care of earlier so that we could have had 1 fund there, but we'll just take a Peace of Mind, no problem. Or we could potentially sell the small candle, but I'm honestly... Peace of Mind is fine. Like, Peace of Mind would be completely fine. So here's the thing. We win these. 2 weapons, that's pretty good. Doomed downtown, you hate to see it. We don't have any spells, by the way, so we gotta be a little bit careful here. Now, this is someone who you probably want to throw weapons at, right? Like, you either want to shoot Ghoul or you want to throw weapons at Ghoul. And I think that maybe shooting Akamanto would be better. So I think we throw these. Well, because let's see what we can do here, right? We can realistically do... I mean, we can realistically do 16 damage, but that's not very... That doesn't get us there. I think we need to brace once. And then we might as well just take the better damage, because there's no downside and/or difference. I mean, I think we throw, like, I think we throw these. And then we just do this. That did 5 damage, brother? I'm very confused. Hospital is dangerous? Where are we dropping, boys? The hospi? That's awful. That sucks. So what are we gonna do for this? Well, you see, we're gonna increase our doom a lot, and then hope Akamanto bails us out. I think we're probably gonna want to rest a 3rd time. Well, we're not gonna take Peace of Mind now. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna rest again. You should search carefully. We have to go back to the downtown. Are you crazy? This is gonna give us 1 reason. I'd rather take the freaking 15 EXP, dude. This is insane. Like, this is how quickly, like, this is Wayne June voice, how quickly the tide turns. We're still gonna win, though. Like, don't make that mistake where this is what I was looking for. Like, we could go ammo stash. Actually, We have another charge. We have one more Witch's Tree charge. You know what? Just so that in case we fight anything, we can just send them to hell. Oh, no, we don't want to... No, we do this 100% of the time, because we do not want to shoot before Akamanto. Like, that would be, like, you're throwing. Do we want a point of strength? Like, does 7 strength actually matter here? Or do we just want more perception? I think we just want more perception, I'll be real with you. We would love a fight. We would love a fight. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. I asked for this. And you're goddamn right I asked for this. So, I mean... Yeah. It just works. So, definitely not using the Dust of Seeing. Well, actually, maybe we could kill it. No, we're not going to, but we probably could. Now, 10 stamina. You love to... We actually are going to get to... We might get to level 5. We might get to level 5 before we fight Akamanto. That's really funny. That's actually hilarious. We didn't even change the downtown at all, which is bad. Like, we definitely should have. Like, we definitely should have changed the downtown to include the thing that wins you the game. But, yeah, sure. Well, actually, we don't have a way of easily doing reason healing, so... I mean, we're gonna wear it, because we might as well. I mean, we still win these, but I'm scared. We still win these. If we get the elevator event again, we literally die. This is a charisma check? I don't know what this is. This is a perception check. Okay, thank God we did that. So, like, we're kind of in limbo. Like, we're kind of in limbo, but, like, we're gonna be fine. Like, we're gonna be fine. It's doomed. We're almost gonna level up. Like, the thing that just sucks about this is that we just need... Like, I mean, we gotta do it. Like, we gotta do it. But if we get a Reason Cadaver, we're just dead. Oh my god. Okay, so we made it to the Akamanto. We made it to the Akamanto. There are some things that we have to do. There are definitely some things that we have to do. How do we appropriately heal our Reason here? I mean, I guess we gotta go buy experimental drugs, right? Like, it is what it is. We'll go ahead and put this in storage. Oh my god. If we had Yakuza card, I just would have bought something there. I mean, that's not good, but can we go to 36? Maybe? I mean, okay, listen. So we go to 3. That should work. That should work, okay? Because really, we just have to hope that Paranoia doesn't proc, okay? That's pretty much it. And also that we don't die here. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, if we make it through this, we win, okay? If we make it through this, we win. And this might surprise you, but I think he's gonna die in one turn. I think he is. Like, he might not, but let's just look at this, okay? We can do... Oh, if we literally had one more point of perception, that would have been beautiful. I mean, we're doing 24 damage. So let's see, alternatively, we can do... I mean, we can do 28, that's pretty good. 28's not bad. But we can't do 30. We are literally one perception off of being able to do 30. So, I mean, listen. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Mainly because we have Kana. Say thank you to Kana, everybody. Say in the comments section below, say, thank you, Kana. And then we take our win. we take our win. It was a little sketchy there. It was a little sketchy, but we're fine. So remember, -3. Okay, let's look at the lighthouse before we level up, just in case. Okay. Second enemy class is 71, easiest thing of my life. Second mystery, freaky feature of found footage, another easiest thing of my life. Charisma, -3 reason. Light source, we got these. Dexterity check, -3 stamina. So, listen, as long as we heal, reason, we win these, okay? We're fine. I mean, sure, we said we're more likely to take quick thinking, so we might as well, right? If you're ever doing, like, a statistical analysis of web plays in the future, you don't have to write this one as taking quick thinking. This is a meme pick. You don't have to write any of the meme picks, because it is just a jest, just a joke. Anyways, we win these. Like, you might think I'm crazy, but we do win. We just have to remember our seconds. Like, it's Thanksgiving, you go back for your seconds. You're very polite, you're very respectful. If things go horribly wrong, we have the crestfallen mask, okay? Do we need the crestfallen mask? I don't think we do. I think we don't. I don't think we need it. I mean, if we got that wrong, then obviously we'd put it on, but I think... Oh, we don't... Moriko doesn't need to lose her face. Moriko can have a face. You love to see it. We actually could have done faceless, which is really funny. Because, for those of you who don't know, the Crestfallen Mask has a debuff, but because of the game being glitchy and bugged, it's actually incredibly difficult to make that debuff happen. Like, I didn't even know that debuff existed, because it is so... Like, basically, the debuff is supposed to happen if you take the Crestfallen Mask off. But you can send... Well, you can't send it to storage, because you already have it equipped. But if you sell the Crestfallen Mask, it doesn't give you the debuff. It only gives you the debuff if you swap it out for another item, which is pretty rare. So, like, we could have shown it there, which I don't think we've seen Moriko faceless in at least a long time. But I mean, it's just a fluff thing, you know. Like, I mean, it's a terrible debuff. It's an awful debuff. It is a run-ruining debuff. But just the fact that, like, if you put the Akamanto mask on, you're probably not gonna take it off in the first place. So, we saved Moriko's face. You love to see it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. Bye!